world that you have to be exceedingly petite and you will be fat shamed if you try to ride the Hollywood Dream Ride.
It's great. I love living in Japan, but every once in a while, a culture difference just slaps you in the face. This one, she looks at me up and down and goes,
why I would never come to Japan. This is why I don't want to go to Asia, because I'm not a stick.
That treats obesity like the systemic issue that it actually is. Health, Labor, and Welfare introduced what is known as the Metabo Law, which makes employers and the local government responsible for handling the annual waist measurement of about 50 million citizens.
Which has turned into an 18-year journey, marked by my marriage to a Japanese woman.
Osaki, right? The woman there were checking heavy for you, brother, like loving you, dating you.
네네.
Now on the Men Breathing and Thinking Makes Me Sick podcast.
I just feel like we forget to tell our friends that, you know?
Yeah. You are a 10. Every man should want you.
Absolutely.
For sure. It's the truth.
Last time I lost 20 pounds in Japan. I can't wait to go back.
That's amazing.
I know, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Haneda Airport in Tokyo. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the seatbelt sign has been turned off.
I finally made it to Tokyo.
Baby, I miss you.
Japan. I wouldn't say I was ever like morbidly obese. And obviously I try to love myself at any size, whatever. That's not what this is about. But when I moved to Japan, I started losing weight. Since I moved here, I've lost about 20 pounds, so that's 11 kilograms. So I was a little bit bigger than I am now. Don't worry, I still got the oshiri though. Something so tragic happened the other day that I was just silent for like 20 minutes because I can't believe that actually just happened. I live in Tokyo, and in Tokyo, everyone like keeps to themselves. Like they don't really say anything to you, like even if they're thinking it. But we just did a road trip down to Miyazaki, which is like still a city, but it's the countryside. We're just walking down the street, minding our own business. Keep in mind, my boyfriend's Japanese and I'm clearly not, right? So when he's with me, people automatically assume he's also a gaikokujin, also a foreigner. So some of the times he experiences things for the first time with me too, because he's not used to being treated a certain way. Anyways, this old lady, like,
all right, I gotta pause this real quick because you guys know what happened. She went out there, would never get skinny for an American man. We care too. This passport sis had a nerve to go to Japan and get slim for the Japanese man. You see how they do us? They treat us like crap. Not to say she's a meanie. I doubt she's a meanie. Right? She comes across like a sweetheart. But still, you get the leftovers while she goes out there and gets held to higher standards. They don't play that. See, these men overseas don't play. Shame, shame, shame. Bring it back. Bring it back to the West.
like had to have been, I don't know, 70 to 85. She's walking by. It's like we're standing on the street and we're waiting for the light to turn so that we can cross. And she's walking along behind us. And she does like the full like rubberneck, like looks, right? Like, so I assume it's like, oh, because we're holding hands, like countryside, people are more like, they'll let you know, like it's not Tokyo. They'll let you know. So I was watching her because I was like, well, what is, like, is she just going to do it the whole, like, is she going to like walk away from us still staring at us? She pulls this one. She looks at me up and down and goes, if I was by myself, I would have been like, that's embarrassing, but I'm never going to tell a soul. Especially because I've been so proud of my weight loss lately, right? And then this lady just like absolutely decimated me. To make it worse, it happened in front of my boyfriend.
You know what she didn't hear? She didn't hear somebody. You're a 10. That weight looks good on you, girl. You got big boobs. The boobs cover some things, but the boobs cover up for that weight. I'm sure she heard that 1,000 times.
Like, anyways, for personal reasons, I will be passing away. Living in Japan is great. I love living in Japan, but every once in a while, a culture difference just slaps you in the face when you're least expecting it, and almost always in front of people, so that you get humbled.
Universal Studios in Japan to share with the world that you have to be exceedingly petite and you will be fat shamed if you try to ride the Hollywood Dream ride.
Welcome to the new world.
So yeah, know before you book.
Yeah. See that? She couldn't get on certain rides because she's too big. She got fat shamed at Universal Studios Japan. That would never happen in America. Universal Studios Florida, America, you can get on any ride you want. We make sure we put extra precautions on the rides so all fat people can ride. We got to bring it back. Shame, shame, shame. Bring it back to the West.
Being called fat in Japan by a stranger had so many comments like this one where people are like, this is why I would never come to Japan, this is why I don't want to go to Asia, because I'm not a stick. And I just want to say, I really need to stress this because it made me so sad to read all those comments. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. First of all, old ladies just want smoke in any country, you know what I mean? But here specifically, that, like, I've lived here for a bit now, and that was the first time it ever happened, so I just wanted to get on and be like, what's going on? But like, don't let that scare you from enjoying your life and coming to Japan. Japan is so freaking cool. This happened in the countryside. This was not in Tokyo. This is not in Osaka. This was not in Kyoto. This was in the middle of nowhere where I was probably the first white person that lady has seen in a long time. So my size really just tripped her up for a second. I thought it was a funny story, but like,
No, it didn't. It's not normal. Your size is not normal. They actually passed laws about that. They have a law. We're going to get into that right after this, but no, it's not normal.
No matter what your size, please come to Japan. Japan is amazing. I love it here. I would never leave. I did not let that trip me up from going outside. Like, please come. Please come. Japan's awesome. You're gonna love it. There's so much to do. Don't think about your weight like that. Like, come on. Come here.
You see? Modern woman is in Japan. Like, no, girl, you look good. She's still doing it there. Go out there fat if you want to. In Japan, they don't play that. Why? Shame, shame, shame. We got to bring it back to America. Seriously. Girl, you look good. You're a 10. Don't tolerate that man's crap. Don't tolerate that. He doesn't get you a Valentine's gift. Leave him. If he don't do it, another man will. That's the problem in the West. Another man will. He don't pay my bill. Another man will. Go get that other man. Go get Will. Right? Go get the Will. Go get Will. Matter of fact, go get the bear.
Countries that treats obesity like the systemic issue that it actually is. In 2008, Japan's Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare introduced what is known as the Metabo Law, which makes employers and the local government responsible for handling the annual waist measurement of about 50 million citizens from ages 40 to 74. Women are required to meet the waist measurement of 85 centimeters, which is about 30 inches, and men are required to be at the waist measurement of about 90 centimeters, which is about 35 inches.
Hold up. She just said it. You have to have a slim waist from 40 to 74. The reason they do that is to make sure their population lives longer. That doesn't happen in the West. Why? Because they want everyone fat. Seriously. To keep healthcare moving. To keep funding healthcare. It's all a system set up to hold you back. And that's why shame, shame, shame will never come back to America. And that's why men are leaving, jumping on planes, and trying to see what that's about.
inches. People who fail are required to attend a combination of counseling sessions monitored through phone and email correspondence, and they receive motivational support. But more importantly, at a company, if a certain percent of employees are over the waist limit, the company is taxed, moving the responsibility from individual accountability to systemic responsibility.
Wow.
Not to mention that Japan has destigmatized obesity. In fact, they have removed obesity from the vocabulary at all. They actually have replaced it with the term metabolic syndrome, which is where the word Metabo Law comes from in the first place.
Wow.
Metabolic syndrome is a combination of problems associated with cholesterol, triglycerides, high blood pressure, and high blood sugar. And the reason why Japan measures waistlines instead of
It's just overeating. That's what it is. No metabolic syndrome. Well, you get a metabolic syndrome when you overeat.
BMI is because it is the easiest way to determine visceral fat levels. Visceral fat is the deep toxic fat that wraps around your internal organs like liver, pancreas, intestines, and acts like a rogue endocrine organ, pumping out inflammatory chemicals and hormones that are directly linked to disease. A large waist circumference is the simplest indicator of high visceral fat. It is a more accurate predictor of health risk than BMI, because BMI alone can't distinguish the difference between fat and muscle or between subcutaneous fat and visceral fat. High visceral fat is directly linked to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, heart disease and strokes, certain cancers, fatty liver disease, and Alzheimer's disease. Japan's Metabo Law is the world's clearest example of a nation treating obesity not as a personal failing, but as a public health crisis requiring systemic intervention. It is
So pretty much they're not playing. And you see when the ladies go over there, except for the last one, she's the youngest too. You see when they go over there, they straighten up. But this is happening.
You do understand beauty does lie in the eyes of the beholder. Like, there's somebody out there right now who thinks I'm stunning. There's somebody out there right now who thinks I'm mid. Wrong. And there's somebody out there right now who thinks I'm ugly. Wrong again. But it's the opinion. Beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. With that being said, whatever man I end up with has to think that I am literally the
Hold up. I gotta run this back. Actually, let me keep playing.
best thing that ever happened on planet
That's
Earth.
what she says.
Because let me tell you something. You could be a 10 out of, you could be stunning, drop dead gorgeous, and still not be that man's 10 out of 10 in his book. And I reject that. That I reject. Like, I'm not even being dramatic when I say I want that man to wake up in the morning and be like, Father God, thank you for her. Thank you for such a creature. A man who, don't settle. Don't settle for me. I'm a 10 out of 10. I mean, I believe it. If you don't come here.
I'm a 10 out of 10. No, you're not. No, you're not. With no makeup on. That's what Drake said. Then that's a 10 out of 10. Right? But this is what's happening.
I visited Japan for work and ended up meeting my wife, with whom I have 2 boys and a girl. My kids' lives are filled with Japanese and African American culture, so they appreciate both. They don't have my fear of the police, and I'm thankful they can enjoy a carefree childhood.
This man been out there since 2005. Right? I've been out here in 2015. That was 10 years before me. He was in Japan. And got a whole family. And a poodle. My man went out there, got a Japanese girl, Japanese and black kids, and a poodle. He's doing it.
As biracial Japanese stars such as Rui Hakamura and Naomi Osaka shine on the world stage, being black and Japanese is having a moment. I ventured to Japan on a year-long contract with the Japan Exchange and Teaching Program in 2005, which has turned into an 18-year journey, marked by my marriage to a Japanese woman and the arrival of my 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. My father-in-law asked how I would handle our children being bullied for not being 100% Japanese. I said, who better to teach a child about discrimination than a black man from the U.S.? I surmised I would have to contend with this at some point. As an English teacher in Japan, I saw students teased for their differences. Working as an actor, I witnessed blackface during a TV shoot where Japanese talent portrayed a biracial character, which underlined some deep cultural misunderstandings. And last year, a biracial teenager was barred from graduating for wearing braids. In a nation known for rich traditions and respect, attitudes toward those who are not ethnically Japanese vary. I was acutely aware of the need to prepare my children for slights and microaggressions, not only in Japan but also on a global scale, yet the reality subverted many of my expectations. Their lives include a mix of Japanese and black culture. Our tranquil suburban enclave in Saitama, which I call the New Jersey of Japan, offers my children a typical Japanese lifestyle. Our home is a mix of both cultures. We have a kotatsu, tatami room, and shoji, with walls sporting African masks and original artwork, some by black artists, including a black Jesus painting. When my kids were younger, I ensured they had action figures and dolls, such as Finn from Star Wars, that looked like them. Our eldest, now a high school student, performs hip-hop and break dancing, reads manga, and watches Kamen Rider. He was voted student government president in junior high. Our middle child aspires to be a professional soccer player, with multiple high schools courting his talents. He enjoys playing online PC games with his friends, watching One Piece, and fishing.
You know, it's funny. Courting his talents, my man got that sports in him. But I'm sure he's not playing football, he's playing soccer, but still, that's good, that's good.
Our youngest does jazz and hip-hop dance, has taken shada lessons, enjoys the company of girlfriends she has known since kindergarten, and loves anime and YouTube. They all attend public schools. And like other kids in Japan, they frequent the mall, savor ramen and melon pan, and belt out tunes at karaoke. As a bilingual family, we often discuss language nuances with Japanese as their primary language. Like their peers, they see English as an academic subject, not a tool for daily communication.
And he said, I'm black and my wife is Japanese. Here's why raising my biracial kids in Japan is better than in the USA, right? Because even though Japan has its ways, it's still 10 times better. Look at the way the government doesn't allow them to be obese. I'm sure if he had an American wife, night and day. The American wife is nights and she's day. So I'm gonna call her Day. With the white dog, Day. But yeah, congratulations to you, brother. You did it, you made it out. And this is making it out the matrix. He's not completely out because he's still in the system. I consider making it out the matrix, not really being in a regular work system at all. Like for instance, I don't have to work at all. I mean, at all. And also, when what you're doing, you love doing it. I love doing what I do. And more guys need to find out what they love doing as well. But as you can see here, this is the way.
Well, yes, I happily have a girlfriend right now. Things going pretty well on that front, and she is Japanese.
Says black men and passport bros are finding major success with Japanese women.
Dating life in Japan. Ooh, if I go back to my late 20s, it's pretty fun, people.
It is amazing, actually. Dating in Japan for me, it's good. Girls and their reasons for like trying to go out with me, they say some of the most ridiculous things, and most of it is like putting down Japanese men.
Guys, when I was in Taiwan, I was with my son. We were on a train, right? And I was with my wife, and there was these two girls came into Taiwan from Japan. They were sitting across from us. They were actually sitting next to my wife. I was sitting with my son, and they didn't know I was with her. So they were looking at me and my son, because my son looks like, if you see him sitting across on a train, he looks like he can be 18 years old or 19 years old, 20. He has that older look. So they just looking at both of them, eyeing me and my son up and down. I'm looking like, man, you better stop that. But it's still. And I tip my hats off to my son because right now, because he wants to go to Japan. My son wants to be a passport bro already. Well, not passport bro. I gotta say it right. He wants to be an expat. He wants to, and he's studying Japanese right now, and that's the best thing he could do. And I said it, when you go into different countries and you're speaking the language, because not all Japanese women speak English like that. So if he wants to go off into the depths, the outer depths, into the countries and experience life and meet someone he really wants to select, someone not in the drama, because still, when you're in the major cities, a lot of those ladies are, their mind is in a gutter. What do I mean? Their mind is still in a matrix. They're still with society. They're still want to listen to the rap music, things like that. Nothing's wrong with that. But I'm sure he'll want to separate himself from that.
It's like some Japanese women would come up to me or try to date me and be like, "Oh yeah, you're cute, you're black, and this and that. I like hip hop, and it's just the casual stuff that majority of us here being black." But then, when it gets to the intimate part, they start dogging Japanese men so hard. Like Japanese men do this, they don't do this, they're not like this, they're like this. It's hilarious. But
you know what I'm going to ask, brother? How did the women treat you there in Japan and Kawasaki?
Oh my goodness, that was just so much love. And
so, bro, you're telling me in Kawasaki, right? The women there were checking heavy for you, brother, like loving you, dating you, wanted to take you out, bro. Speak on that, bro. We need that hardcore intel, bro, please.
Oh, definitely. So they would be a little bit intimidated, but one out of the group of the girls would be the one they would send out and say like, go talk to him, go find out and everything. So they would send her out. Yeah, they would send her out.
Yes,
exactly.
yes, that's right.
It'll be one, or sometimes every once in a while it'll be two of them. And they would just ask you with questions, just bang, 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 bang. What are you here for? How long are you here? Who do you know? Where are you going to go? Do you want to go someplace with us? We're going to this party or just going to this club. And then you would go to the other girl and find out the one that actually did want to talk to you was another girl. So they kind of send in scouts.
Wow.
So can you break down for us how you were meeting Japanese women? Was it through clubs? Were they cold approaching you, or did you cold approach them? What was the best avenue to meet women in Kawasaki? I'm talking good-looking women, young women, early 20s, all that stuff, bro. Speak on that, King.
Oh, right on. A lot of them they would come to you. Oh. They would just see you, and we're like, wow, he's different. He's tall.
No, this man didn't just say they will come to you.
Taller than the average Japanese guy, and he's solid, and he has this kind of really cool aura about him that attracted these women to him, and they would just send out a little search party to check this guy out.
There's so much more critically acclaimed testimony about Western men dating and marrying Japanese women that this video would take all day. With all these great things said about Japan and Japanese women, we might have to put Japan on the top 10 list for 2024.
Is the language barrier too great to overcome? Now, the first thing you need to understand about Japanese women and the women in the east of Asia is this. They are a lot more reserved than the women from the West. From my experience and the few interactions that I've had with women in Japan, they were very friendly, very warm, but I will say this, they really do love it and they really do respect it if you can talk a bit of Japanese to them.
Yes, if you could talk a bit of Japanese. And my son is practicing right now. He's getting ready. And you know what he said to me? And I felt him. He said, when I'm outside of the West, I feel it's more easier to talk to girls. And I said, really? That's what you feel? And it's true. He's young. I believe he's still a virgin. And still, young guys have that ick on their back. Like, the ick. It's hard. It's a lot of pressure. Because I'll tell you what it is. A lot of these young girls are very, very much sexually charged. And it's a lot on young boys.
In Japan, English is not a widely spoken language. If you're going to come to Japan, do yourself a favor, learn a bit of Japanese. Especially if you're going to come here, you're going to be wanting to date a Japanese woman. Overall, very cute, very warm, very friendly, very welcoming women. I don't really think it's a color thing. They really love it when you embrace their culture. Whatever you do, just don't come on strong, come on very respectful. Dating in this part of the world is a lot different than dating in the West.
Yeah, he said the same thing Rara said. So this is good intel, guys. Don't come on strong. And you going anywhere, you got to be smooth anyway. I mean, that's the best way, right? Coming smooth, cool, and you'll have your way. But this is what guys are looking for. Guys are looking for this.
Nene, I'm here just to remind you that you're doing great. Yeah, sometimes life doesn't go as planned, but that's the beauty of it, isn't it? So, keep your head up. I believe in you.
Would you date in a relationship? And just be honest. If no, no. If yes, cool.
2 hours later.
Yeah, if he treats me so well and his personality is so nice,
Okay.
I think I'm gonna fall in love with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And you?
Yeah, me too.
You say me too because she said, or really?
Yeah.
And third question, how about your parents?
Language barrier.
How did the older generation feel about interracial relationship?
I am Mika, a 28-year-old woman hailing from the land of the rising sun, Japan. I've had the fortune of experiencing a myriad of cultures and perspectives, and I'm here today to share my story. Let's go. Diving right into the heart of the matter, I've always found myself drawn to Black American men. Why, you might ask? Well, in my experience, they embody a unique blend of care, attention, and protectiveness that I find both comforting and appealing. Now, let's talk about dating in Japan. It's a challenging landscape, to say the least. The relentless pressure to excel at work often takes precedence over personal relationships. But here's the twist. Found that Black American men approach this differently. They seek to work smarter, not harder, finding innovative ways to earn a living rather than merely clocking in long hours. Growing up, I heard stereotypes painting Black men as thugs, perhaps even scammers. But let me tell you, that's far from the truth. I've had the pleasure of meeting Black men who are successful professionals.
I love this. You heard what she said? That's far from the truth. Go ahead,
working
talk.
for renowned companies. They masterfully balance a serious demeanor with a sense of humor that's truly refreshing. In contrast, my encounters with men in Tokyo often left me feeling as if there were only two extremes. Those who were all play and those who were all work, with little room for a middle ground. Now, here's a fascinating piece of information that Nerd Swag shared. There's a plethora of single Black men in cities like New York and Chicago. This raises an intriguing question. Why is that? Are the women in these cities not seeking good men? Or is there a deeper issue at play? Let's conclude this intriguing journey by extending an open invitation to everyone. Join us as we navigate through this captivating mystery. By doing so, we can shatter preconceived notions and cultivate a deeper comprehension. Are you ready to embark on this exploratory journey with us?
This is the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.